The chaos of combat is a crucible. It tests every soldier, every leader, every medic. But what happens when the one person trained to save lives is the one who needs saving the most? This is the story of a combat nurse who faced the ultimate test when her unit and her own life were on the brink of collapse. It was supposed to be a routine patrol, a phrase that soldiers know is often a prelude to disaster. Deep in hostile territory, the convoy snaked through a narrow valley, the dust kicking up behind them like a ghost. The air was thick with tension, every shadow a potential threat. Then the world exploded. An IED detonated directly under the lead vehicle, sending shrapnel and fire tearing through the morning air. Immediately, the ambush was sprung. Machine gun fire raked the sides of the remaining trucks, pinning everyone down. Inside the medical transport, Staff Sergeant Miller, a combat nurse with years of experience, was thrown against the bulkhead. Her head slammed into the steel frame, and for a moment, everything went black. When she came to, the vehicle was filled with smoke and the screams of the wounded. Her training kicked in instantly. Ignoring the throbbing pain in her head and the chaos outside, she began triage. One soldier had a severe leg wound, another was struggling to breathe. But the situation was deteriorating fast. The enemy was closing in, and their unit's command structure was fracturing under the intense pressure. Radio chatter was panicked and disjointed. The lieutenant was down, and the senior NCO was wounded. Fear was spreading faster than the fire consuming the lead truck. They were isolated, outgunned, and falling apart. Miller knew that medical aid alone wouldn't save them. They needed leadership. They needed a plan. As she applied a tourniquet to the bleeding soldier, she looked out the back of the truck. She saw the enemy fighters maneuvering, trying to flank their position. She also saw a small, defensible rock outcropping about 50 meters away. It was their only chance. Crawling out of the relative safety of the truck, Miller yelled to the nearest soldiers, "We need to move to those rocks. Provide covering fire. I'll get the wounded." Her voice, clear and commanding, cut through the noise and confusion. It was a voice of authority born not from rank, but from pure, unshakable resolve. Some soldiers hesitated, paralyzed by fear. But seeing the medic moving deliberately into the line of fire, something shifted. Her courage was contagious. One by one, they began to lay down suppressing fire, creating a corridor of flying lead. What followed was an act of almost superhuman endurance. Miller, despite her own concussion, dragged the first wounded soldier across the open ground. Bullets whizzed past her, kicking up dirt just inches away. She got him to cover, then turned and went back into the kill zone. She coordinated with the remaining able-bodied soldiers, organizing a leapfrog withdrawal. Move, cover, move. She made 3 trips under heavy fire, each time bringing another wounded comrade to the relative safety of the rocks. On her last trip, a round clipped her shoulder. Spinning her around, she hit the ground, but pushed herself back up, grabbed the last soldier, and completed the agonizing 50-meter drag. Once everyone was behind the rocks, she didn't stop. She immediately resumed medical care, stabilizing the critically injured while also directing fields of fire for the remaining defenders. Her calm and decisive actions had pulled the unit back from the brink. They had a defensible position, a clear-headed leader, and a fighting chance. They held that position for 2 hours, repelling multiple assaults until reinforcements finally broke through. When the rescue team arrived, they found a remarkable scene: a handful of battered soldiers holding their ground, organized and directed by a combat nurse who was herself wounded but utterly unbroken. Staff Sergeant Miller's story is a powerful reminder that leadership isn't just about rank or title. It's about taking action when others freeze. It's about having the courage to step up in the face of overwhelming fear. She wasn't just a nurse that day. She was the heart of her unit, the glue that held them together when everything was trying to tear them apart. She fought her way through fire, not just to save lives, but to save the soul of her unit. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of incredible courage. We'll see you in the next one.